my name Quran. You know, I'm right now I'm incarcerated. I've been locked down for 29 years. I came down when I was 20 in 1996. You know what I'm saying? The murder, that's when Minnesota was one of the murder capitals of the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for a murder, a first degree murder on a robbery that went bad. I didn't do it. I mean, I'm going to tell you my story and I'm going to let you know the situations of my story. But as you, some of your family might know me as CA. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, if your dad, your uncle, or your cousin, or your brother, or even you, even if you was locked up, then you might know me, or you gonna know me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been everywhere. I've been Stillwater. I've been Oak Park. Now I'm in Rush City. You know, my son's giving me a chance to get my story out there, to let people know my situation. And like I say, I'm asking for help. I'm asking for people to help me, people to get behind me, because I see that that's what's going. That's the only way that you're getting out now, is that the community get behind you. Well, I'm not going to say that I was the best in the community, but I need my community's help. So this is what it is. In 1996, winter of 1996, I was 19, just turned 20, January the 29th. My birthday was January the 24th. So 4 days after my birthday, I'm out on Broadway serving, selling dope. Those that don't know what serving means, it means that I was selling narcotics out there on the block, selling narcotics, trying to go to this girl's house, trying to make a couple of dollars so I could go to this girl's house and do what we do, you know. So all of a sudden, I was I was out there serving. It got cold, wasn't nobody coming through. So I was leaving the day. When I was leaving, I seen somebody behind me. So while I was watching, seeing somebody behind me, the police. I'm crossing Broadway. Now I'm Target's parking lot. I'm coming through Target's parking lot to I'm go back to where I lived at. All of a sudden, I just hear the police roll up and say freeze. So, like I say, I see somebody behind me, but I pay no attention to them. I'm like almost a half a block ahead of them. All of a sudden, the police say freeze. I keep on moving. I don't pay no attention to it. All of a sudden, I heard the police say, "You up front, you freeze too." So I looked back. Like I told you, I was selling dope. So I took off running. And I threw my dope. When I threw my dope, the police, I ran around this building. I hit my dope, and boom, I come back out and I put my hands up. Because I'm like, man, I ain't did nothing. I just had some dope, so I ain't got no dope on me no more. So I put my hands up. They tackle me, throw me in the squad car. All of a sudden, the officer, they got me in a Walgreens parking lot.
You have 1 minute remaining.
While I'm in Walgreens parking lot, I'm like, what's going on? They like, shut up. You know what's going on. You know what you did. I'm like, what are you talking about? I ain't did nothing. I just been out here. I'm just going home. So the officer was like, shut up. You know what you did. All of a sudden, another officer comes and they're like, is this the one who you seen? He's like, yeah, that's him. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I ain't never seen you. I don't know what you're talking about. All of a sudden, they take me down to Hennepin County to take blood and a urine sample. So while we in Hennepin County taking blood and urine sample, all of a sudden I hear this guy next to me.
Thank you for using GTL.
It shouldn't take that long. I'll let it keep going. Look.
Hello, this is a free call from
Quran.
an inmate at the Minnesota Department of Corrections, Rush City Correctional Facility. To accept this free call, press 0. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Yeah.
You good?
So they take us downtown to, like I say, to Hennepin County. All of a sudden, the guy, I guess his pager goes off at the time, and he asked them, "Can I see my pager?" They're like, "No. As long as you gonna be gone, you don't have to worry about whoever's calling you." So I'm like, man, what the hell is that talking about? Then he told him, "I'm not tripping. I did the crime. I do the time." Now they take us to. Now they give me, like I say, they take the blood, they take the urine analysis, then they send us to the county. Now I go to the Hennepin County. Back then we was calling it under the clock, the old Hennepin County, the old county jail. We used to call it under the clock. So I go there and they process me in. As soon as they process me in, they take me to a room and they just sit me there. They start playing like what's the word I'm looking for? They start playing like hopscotch with me. They'll sit me in one room for a minute, then they'll sit me in another one. They'll sit me in one with a phone in it. Then they'll sit me in another one with a couch. It was like they would take me back and forth for about 2 or 3 hours. All of a sudden, a detective comes in, and the detective like, "Your buddy told us everything." So I'm like, "What are you talking about? My buddy? Number one, I don't know who the hell you got. So how could he be my buddy?" They're like, "Well, your buddy told us everything." So I'm like, "Man, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. I was out there." So I told him, "Listen, man, I was out there selling dope. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what you're talking about." They was like, "Well, tell us what happened in the house." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Well, right now, we just want to understand why you killed the person in the house." I'm like, "What? I ain't killed nobody." So I told him I want to talk to a lawyer. So all of a sudden now I still don't know. I know someone died and I know they're trying to say that I did it. Then boom, I get my papers. When I get my papers, it tell me that in on the 29th of January that two or three guys ran into 21st, 26th 4th Street. Bradley Ruderbush was pronounced dead on the scene. That two or three guys ran in his house. They were masked and they tried to rob him. And I guess they say that he resisted and he got killed. And his stepdad got shot. His dog got shot. But then this is what they told me. But when I read it and I got the papers, this is what they're saying. They're saying that here it go. They're saying that me, Karan Whitaker, and Karan Baldwin Yeah, we have the same first name,
Man.
different last names.
Yeah.
They're saying me, Karan Whitaker, and him, Karan Baldwin, went in to Rudabush's residence to rob him. They say that he was a weed dealer. Number one, I don't know Bradley Rudabush. I knew nobody in his house. No one in his house knew me. They're saying that we went in the house and all of a sudden they were moving, they were leaving, so it was 9 people in the residence. They say that me, I'm in a red jacket. They saying the person that did it was in a red jacket. I'm in a red jacket. So they're saying that the guy in the red jacket shot the dog first. So that's the first shot. They're saying the dog was shot first. Then he went into the kitchen and shot Bradley Rudabush's stepdad. Then he turned, shot Bradley Rudabush. Then he turned again, shot his stepfather. Then he turned, shot Brad again. Then he turned and shot 2 or 3 times at his stepdad. Now, if you catching on, it's saying, if you're catching on, now listen to me. I know that this is crazy how I'm explaining it, but it's gonna come up. It's gonna come together. I'm gonna pull it together. It's just the way that I'm explaining it because I'm a little nervous and this is the first time for me. So they're saying that I shot the dog first. Let's go back to that. Let's rewind to that. I shot the dog. Then I went into the kitchen and I'm just a homicidal maniac. I shot his stepdad. Then I turn around and shoot Bradley. Then they're saying I turn it. Now that's 3 shots. Remember that. The dog, the stepdad, Brad. Then I turn around again and shoot his stepdad. Then I turn around again and shoot Brad. Then I turn around again and shoot 2 or 3 more times at his stepdad. So all together, already it's the dog once, the stepdad 5 times, and Brad twice. And then I turn around and shoot at Brad a 3rd time. So that's 9 bullets they're saying that I supposedly shot.
What's the sentence you caught for that?
Huh?
What's the sentence you caught for that?
The sentence I caught for that was life plus 56 years. I called life plus 56 years for it. And like I tell you, now this is the catcher. Like I told you when I first started the story, Karan Baldwin, while he was in, matter of fact, while he was in the hospital, told them that he did the crime, that he'd do the time. Now, they didn't catch me at the time. They didn't catch Karan Whitaker, me, with no murder weapon. They didn't catch me with not a gun. They didn't catch me with no ski mask. They didn't catch me with no bandanas. They didn't catch me with anything that the perps had in the house.
What about the jacket?
The only thing they said is that the jacket is similar to the perp that went in the house. They're saying they're similar. Some people in the house say it was a UNLV jacket, and some people just say it was a red starter jacket. Well, I had on a red and white Wisconsin Badgers jacket, and if you know that with the UNLV jacket, the starter UNLV jackets back then,
That was hard.
they had a man with a cowboy hat on. Now, a man with a cowboy hat on with a gun. Now, on the back of the Wisconsin Badgers jackets, they had a badger with a hat on. You know what I'm saying? So
how you end up with that jacket on?
Huh?
How you end up with that jacket on?
How I end up with that jacket on?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I was cheating on your mom, and instead of wearing my regular jacket, I took the girl's jacket. You know what I'm saying?
And
Going
you
out
said
there trying to steal some dope.
you said you was on the north side.
I was on the north side. I was on Broadway. You know what I'm saying? But back to the story. So now, like I say, they caught Quran with the murder weapon on him. They caught him. Now, when they caught him at the scene of the crime, they caught him with one, the murder weapon in his possession. They caught him with another gun in his possession. They caught him with extra bullets in his possession. They caught him with a ski mask around his face. I'm sorry, not a ski mask. They caught him with bandana around his face and two other bandanas in his pocket. And they caught him with gloves on. They didn't catch me with any of that type of stuff. I had no murder weapons. I had none of that. When we came down there, I asked them to do a ballistics test, a powder test on the jackets to show them that I never shot a gun. They told me, now this is a crazy point. If you look up ballistics, doing a powder mark check on your clothes, as soon as you shoot the gun, it embeds in the fiber of the jacket, or in your clothes, or your hand. It embeds in the fiber of it. And if you shot it barehanded and you didn't have no gloves on, then it embeds into your skin. Well, they told me they couldn't do
ballistics test
powder analysis
because it was snowing.
No, they said I couldn't do one because when I was in the snow and it was wet, so it wouldn't. They couldn't get a good read on it. How is that possible when it embeds into the fiber of the jacket or the skin of your hand?
It's
so
hot,
how
yeah.
could wetness stop you from doing the powder? And the kicker is this: that Quran Baldwin was on the run for a similar type murder.
And all this is public record.
That went bad with a similar type gun, a 22 automatic. The gun that they say I had, now like I told you, they say that the gun that I shot 9 times. Well, when they got the gun off of Quran Baldwin, not Whitaker, not me, Quran Baldwin, when they did a check on the gun and they took the clip out, they said that was a gun. They called it a 22 pistolero, means that it was a long revolver. It was a long automatic, and it shot 13 times. They said it had 12 in the clip, 1 in the hole. Well, when they got him with the gun, it was only missing 3 bullets. So how could you say that I shot all these times and all these people and all this, the dog, his stepdad so many times and him so many times, if it was only missing 3 bullets? Even though I never had the gun, but that never made sense to me. Then, at trial, his sister, when I read my papers, when I got my court papers, all my court papers when I was going to trial, I find out that his little sister says that she knew the person that was in the red jacket, that he'd been to their house before, that he had crooked teeth. So they asked her, has she ever seen me before? She said she never seen me. No one in that house could pinpoint me or say I ever been there before, or they ever had knowledge of knowing me.
You don't have bad teeth either. Well, let me ask you this. Well, how did they connect you to that? To them shots being fired?
This is how they connect me to it. They say that the police officer is the one that connects me to it. Because when they say this is the thing that I didn't say. The police officer says that he was doing a double shift because he was watching Kemp's milk company, Kemp's ice cream company on Broadway because they were.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Was stealing the crates or something from the back of it, so they hired him to watch it. He's saying that he was doing second duty, and he seen 3 people run. Now they're saying, how is that possible when the police officer that says he sees 3 people running, 1 in a red jacket, 1 and 2 in black jackets, but he said that the guy in the red jacket, all of a sudden, the 2 guys in the black jackets were running past, and he said the guy in the red jacket, seeing that his 2 friends was leaving him, so he stopped in the middle of the street. Now he's saying, that he's 100 feet or 200 feet away from the guy in the red jacket. He's saying that he's looking off. Now it's dark as hell. It's winter.
Thank you for using GTL.
Is it wait on him? I ain't gonna pause it though. Difficult. No, it's not because fuck man, I gotta talk to him about that. I can do these small cuts and stuff. Look.
Hello, this is a free call from
Kawan.
an inmate at the Minnesota Department of Correction, Rush City Correctional Facility. To accept this free call, press 0. To refuse this free call, hang up. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Yeah, so he says that he's seen 3 people running. Like I said, he's saying that the guy in the red jacket was 200 feet away from him. Now he's saying that he's doing a double. It's 11 o'clock at night. He just did a double from the police place. Then he went straight there. He's saying that on the street corner there was a light. All of a sudden he's saying that the guy in the red jacket just stopped in the middle of the light, just looked around. He said he's seen him for like 5 seconds, and that's how he say he identified me. And if you know, by standards of identification, they say that you have to have a familiarity with a person, that you have to see them for longer than 2 to 3 minutes to recognize features of their face. He's saying that he just took a scan of it. And then I'm saying, okay, if you're saying there was 3 people that was running, where'd the 3rd guy go to? Why didn't you look for him? Where all of a sudden you get me and you get Baldwin, and now the case is over with?
True. I'm on your side with that. See, only the hood gonna understand what you're saying, but you dig what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So, now, that's how they put me involved in it. They didn't look for the 3rd person. They didn't look, once they say they grabbed me and Baldwin, it was over with. They didn't look for anybody else. So they didn't go check and see if there was somebody else out there with a red jacket on. They didn't go see anything. And then the officer said that he seen somebody, when he was driving to the scene, that he seen someone walking past him. If you seen that, why didn't you stop to see if he had something to do with the incident? But that's how they grabbed me.
Okay.
Then I Well, my lawyer, he was supposed to be one of the top murder fighters. Peter Cahill, he's a judge now. Please look him up.
Oh, perfect.
He was supposed to be one of the top murder fighters. And his defense for me was, now this is gonna be an eye opener. You're gonna love this. His defense on my behalf of a first degree murder charge was that I didn't have crooked teeth. Was his defense, man. That I didn't have crooked teeth. Since the little girl said that she knew the person that did it and they had crooked teeth. His defense was
False the food.
man, I wanna laugh. I laugh because I don't wanna cry,
I
man.
know, Pops, it ain't funny, man. It's stupid. Yeah, trust me.
But no, man,
I want to ask you more
it's
questions.
Quran.
I want to ask you more questions about the court stuff, but you got to understand, Lil Quran learning this too. But I think I'm going to say that. I'm going to let you keep going now.
Listen, Quran, man. Listen, Boogie, man.
What's up, Pops?
He based his case, my life, on. He told me
I know,
in the
Pops.
middle of trial to smile and show that I didn't have crooked teeth, man.
Fuck, man. He played you.
That was,
I know, man.
that was his face of his case, man.
Oh, man, it
He
ain't
told
funny,
me
man.
to
I know.
smile, man. Just like a dummy, that's what I did, man. Like a dummy, I was in there smiling like a mug, you hear me? Yeah, that was the face of the case, man. That's what he did. That's what he did. Like, I didn't have crooked teeth, man. Man, I've been here 29 years
Hey, Pops.
on not having crooked teeth, man.
Yo, he starts smiling like a fool.
Like a fool, man. I was smiling, man. You was in the front row with your mom. That was one of the times you was quiet, man. And I'm sitting up there chest and chin.
man.
Booby in the front row. Your grandma in the
man.
front row. Uncle Greg in the front row.
Man.
And I'm sitting up there chest and chin. Smiling, man.
With
To
your
show
damn
these
chest
people
out.
I ain't got crooked teeth, man.
Man.
That's what he based his case on, man. And he was supposed to be the top murder fighter of '96, man.
Pops, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to just stop you for a second. You dig what I'm saying? This is the reason why it's good. Lil Crown was even thinking while he was talking. I'm like, the fact that you knew this man's name is good because stuff like this. And not only that, now you can take it to the world. It's the same difference if I got locked up and went to jail and they was feeding me expired food and stuff. So the difference is, you know the totality of prison. That's why it's good. It's funny to us, and you know, like, if we wasn't on this shit, then I'd really kick you the game. You already know that. And you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But saying that to say, it ain't funny. But
No.
it's funny to us. But it ain't funny because you got to understand, like, the raw of that is you in court about to go down for a murder and they got you smiling. You feel me? And then what I'll say to that is it's the 90s. So you dig what I'm saying? So I just want to cut you off for a second. That's why this is good. So you go, and they don't even understand. Like, you telling this, then you go right back to your check-in and stuff. So it's like, man, if motherfuckers, anybody, drop their name, boom, then the audience can take it from there. And they can be like, boom, we know K Hill. Boom, all of that. You dig what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For sure. But like I say, you ready?
Yeah.
Like I say, man, that's what Peter Cahill, the judge, did. But I feel like he sold me out because the kicker is this. 6 months later, after I was tried, he abolished his law firm and became a prosecuting attorney.
Oh, man.
And you know, like I know, you know I got, if you guys don't believe me, my son could put on there because I got newspaper writings on Peter writing about my case, and you will see that when it comes to, they ask Peter Cahill, he says he doesn't want to be a part of it. He doesn't want to give a quote. Well, if you did me right and you feel like you gave me my best chance of fighting this case, then why wouldn't you wanted to help me at that point?
Yeah. The people gonna take care of it now that you're telling your story. Now they get to go in and find him and ask these questions. He's still alive, so you know, and that's what the social media era is about
right now. He's a
right
judge
now.
Right now, Hennepin County Court. He's a judge in Hennepin County.
They gonna get him, Pops.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, I'm telling you this story this way, but tomorrow, when I call my son and he put me back on here, I'm gonna read it out for you.
Yeah.
I tried to send it. I sent him the papers, but for some reason
they got sent back.
They got lost in the mail. But tomorrow I'm gonna read it out so you could get a plain and clear understanding of how I got charged and what they charged me for and what I had. In the paperwork, it's gonna let you know that they caught me with nothing, with not a gun, nothing. What they told me was that sometime while I was leaving the scene, I gave Karan Ball with my gun. What fool's gonna take a gun and stay with the person that gave them the gun when you know the gun got a body on it? That this gun been shot multiple times in a situation. And why would I stay with the fool? If I was smart enough to give him my gun, then why wouldn't I ditch him?
Questions, yeah.
But yeah, tomorrow I will be on here and I will read you the incidents of what's going on. And like I say, I'm mailing my son another copy so he could put it on here. And I'll let you know a little bit more about where I'm from and how I get down and what I've been doing in here. Because I haven't been the best, as they say, inmate. I've been angry and I've been upset. And that's how I became CA.
You feel me?
I became CA in here. And I'll let you know a little bit about CA. About my anger and my heart pain and my heartaches.
There it is, Pops. Yeah, that's a good one, man.
That was cool?
Yeah, that was good one.
Alright.
See, now you gave him a chance. Huh?
Last time, man, I was in my bag. Yeah, I told y'all that I was gonna get at you again. I told you my side of the story. Now I'm gonna let you hear the officer side of the story. Now, here it goes. Your complaint, Sergeant C.W. Miles, is a Minneapolis police officer and in that capacity has learned the following. On January 29, 1996, just after 11 p.m., Minneapolis police officers were called to 2126 4th Street North in the city of Minneapolis, Hennepin County, Minnesota, regarding a shooting. Upon arrival, officers were advised by witness that two armed black males with masks and bandanas covering their faces had entered the residence of 2126 4th Street North and demanded money. The two black males pointed their weapons at several people in the residence. One of the residents, Bradley Ruderbush, picked up a knife in the kitchen area. The two robbers then fired at Ruderbush and also hit a family friend, Ronald Lee Fairbanks. The two men also shot and killed the family pit bull. The two men then ran out of the residence with their weapons. When officers arrived, they found Bradley Ruderbush shot and killed in the kitchen. Ronald Fairbanks was taken by by ambulance to the hospital. Officers found a 22 caliber shell on the floor in the residence. The officer partners presented at the time of the incident stated that the two robbers were black males, one dressed in a black coat, the other in a red starter jacket. At 11:23 p.m., Officer Dupree of the Minneapolis Police Department overheard a transmission regarding the shooting at 2126 4th Street North. Approximately 2 to 3 minutes earlier, Officer Dupree observed two black males wearing black clothing running south on 4th Street north to the intersection of 21st Street. He also observed one black male wearing a red jacket with white stripes on the sleeves, also running southbound on the east sidewalk on 4th Street towards 21st Street. This was in the immediate area of the attempted robbery and shooting. Officer Dupree informed other officers of what he observed. The two black males were eventually arrested at 18th and Lindale within minutes of Dupree's transmission. Both males ran when confronted by officers. One of the black males was wearing a black jacket and had a 22 caliber pistol and a sawed-off 22 caliber rifle in his possession. This black male was identified to be Karan Kenyatta Baldwin. Defendant herein, Baldwin also had 6 22 caliber bullets in his pocket at the time of his arrest. Also arrested in the same area was Karan Allen Whitaker, me, co-defendant herein. Whitaker was dressed in a red Badgers starter jacket matching the description of one of the robbers at 21st, 26th, and 4th Street North. Both defendants were taken to Hennepin County Medical Center to have blood drawn and urine samples taken. While at Hennepin County Medical Center, defendant Baldwin was sitting in a holding area and he asked the officer to see his pager, which was in his coat. When officers didn't respond to Baldwin, he became upset and stated, I'm not tripping. I did the crime, so I'll do the time. Complaint. And Sergeant Henson interviewed both Whitaker and Baldwin in the Hennepin County Jail. After being given their narrative, their Miranda rights, and being tape recorded, both men agreed to be interviewed separately. Defendant Baldwin admitted to officers that he was present at 21st, 26th, 4th Street North at the time of the shooting incident. He also admitted that he had a 22 caliber sawed-off rifle and a 22 caliber pistol on his persons when he was arrested. He also admitted he had 6 bullets found in his clothing. Baldwin denied that he was involved in the shooting, but refused to tell officers what he knew about who had shot Brad Rudebush. Baldwin also indicated that he was present in the house with Karan Allen Whitaker. Karan defended at the time of the shooting. He stated that they both left after the shooting started. Complaint. And Sergeant Henson also interviewed co-defendant Whitaker. Whitaker denied being present at the time of the incident and denied being with Baldwin anytime during the evening. Whitaker indicated that he did know Baldwin from around and that he had just been walking past the Target area in Minneapolis, Minnesota, when police stopped and confronted him. He stated he ran when the police told him to stop and pulled his gauge. Street talk for shotgun. Whitaker also admitted he was a member of CAN gang. During Baldwin's interview, he also indicated that he was a member of the CAN gang and a vice lord. The complaint has taken the 2 weapons found on defendants Baldwin the 22 caliber rejected found on the floor at the scene to Dave Lindman of the Minneapolis Bureau of Identification. Linden is a ballistic expert and has made a preliminary finding that the cartridges found at the scene are consistent with being fired from two weapons found on Baldwin at the crime. Like I said, as you can see, man, that Mr. Baldwin admitted to, you can see, and I'll read it again, that both defendants were taken to Hennepin County Medical Center to have blood drawn and urine samples taken. While at Hennepin County, defendant Baldwin was sitting in a holding area and asked the officer to see his pager, which was in his coat. When officers didn't respond to Baldwin, he became upset and stated, "I'm not tripping. I did the crime, so I'll do the time." As you can see, Mr. Baldwin admitted on the scene that he did the crime. He admitted, as you can see, as I read, and you can overhear, and you can see it, that he had two weapons on him. You see that they called me Whitaker, Karan Whitaker, with no weapons. As you can see, when I first started it, as you see, they say that it was two people that went in, but the officer. Let me see. Where is it at? Let me see. Let me find it. I've been found Bradley Murderapolis shot and killed in the kitchen. Ronald was taken home. The two robbers were black males, one dressed in a black coat and the other in a red starter jacket. Okay. Now that's what they said. Now this officer, okay, yeah, here it goes. Officer Dupree of the Minneapolis Department overheard a transmission regarding the shooting at 2126 4th Street North. Approximately 2 or 3 minutes early, Officer Dupree observed two black males wearing black clothing. Now, at first, they're saying that there's two black males, one in a red coat, one in a black coat. Now, he's saying that he observed two black males wearing black coats on the south on 4th Street to the intersection of 26, and he also observed one black male wearing a red jacket. So as you can see, 1 minute they're saying that it was two. Now this officer saying he seen three people. But I'm saying, if you seen three people and you observed three people, what happened to the third person? Why did you not go look for that third person? And you're saying that you called Mia Baldwin, but you called Baldwin. I was a half a block ahead of Baldwin. We were in the same facility, but we were never by each other. I was a block ahead. You told him to freeze, and you say that I looked back at you and kept walking because I had nothing to do with the incident. I didn't act that way until you pulled your gun out on me, and that's when I ran because I had drugs in my pocket. As you can see, the inconsistencies in the case. Now that's from the original. Now this is more to show you. Now this is from people in the house. This is his little sister, Pamela. Pamela, who states that her and her family had friends who were seated at the table in the room across from the kitchen playing Yahtzee. As they were playing this game, she observed two black males walking in front of the front door. She described the first black male as being 15 years old. I'm 5'6", wearing predominantly a red jacket with black and white in it also. She believed this jacket to be a starter jacket. He had on a black pants and had a black ski mask with a hood of the red jacket pulled over his mask. She stated that he had crooked teeth and droopy eyes.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Long barrel gun. She used her hands to describe the length of this gun barrel, which appeared to be approximately 8 inches in length. She then described the second suspect to be a black male, age 17, approximately black jacket, pants, wearing in a blue and white bandana across his face. As you can see, she says that she knew the person that did it. You know, that he's been there before. And then when they went to identify me, she said that she could never identify me, that she never seen me before. Well, I'm gonna call back to let you hear more details of the case. All right.
Thank you for using GTL.
Hello?
Quran.
An inmate at the Minnesota Department of Corrections, Rush City Correctional Facility. To accept this free call, press 0. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's good with you though, man?
Oh, you chopping up with me?
Huh?
You chopping up with me?
What, you got me on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. But yeah, like I was saying, now, as I say that, some of the people in the house say that they recognize the guy in the red jacket. Like I said, let me see. It says, now I'm going to tell you, which one of the two suspects is the one that you think that you might know? It is the one wearing the black jacket or the red jacket? Questioned Pamela. She said, the red jacket. You didn't see the one with the red jacket for a long time, and you said he was wearing a black rag on his face. How can you be sure that you knew who this person was? His jacket, I know how he was built too. He got like a scratchy voice. If you heard it again, would you recognize it? Yes. So, like I say, now, let me see where else. Let me see this one. This is from the person. She stated, where is it at? Oh, she stated that this time, she recognized one of the persons as a party who had been to the house on several occasions to purchase marijuana from her brother, Brad. She stated that this party had a face mask. She called it a ski mask that covered only the lower portion of his face up to his eyes. She stated that this mask was black in color. The party had on a starter type coat with a zipper front that was red. She stated that this party had been at the house several times in the last couple of weeks when the weather has been cold. He had, and he was also wore the same clothing. She stated she also recognized this person's voice. She stated that the parties then went, okay, yep. So they're saying that they knew the person. Now this is from Myron Stokes. Stokes is formerly occupant of 21st, 24th Street in North who lived with the victim and his family. Stokes states that at approximately 23:05 hours, two black males knocked on the front door. One of the black males was wearing a red starter jacket, possibly with the words "Running Rebel" on the back on it, to further describing the individual. And as a black male, approximately 14 to 15 years old individual, 5'6" in height, with a thin broke. Stokes states that he recognized this individual as someone who has come to the victims in the past. Stokes did not know his name, but stated that he would recognize him if he saw him again. As you can see. Now that's another person who said that they knew who the person was in the red jacket, that he'd been there before. Now, this is another person, she described the first black male as being 15 years of age, 5'6", wearing a prominently red jacket with black and white in it also. She believed this jacket to be a starter jacket. He had on black pants and a black ski mask with the hood of a red jacket pulled up over the mask. She stated that he had crooked teeth and droopy eyes and was carrying a silver long barrel gun. She used her hands to describe the length of the gun barrel, which appeared to be approximately 8 inches in length. She then described the second suspect, who was a black male, 17 years of age, approximately 5'10", black jacket, black pants, wearing a blue and white bandana around his face. As you can see, they say the guy in the red coat had black pants on, or dark pants. When I was arrested, I had on bright green corduroy jabots. So I'm lit up like a Christmas tree. And as you see, that they say, one person said that it was a Running Rebels jacket. Another person said that it was a red jacket. One said it was a starter jacket. Well, when they found me, I had on a Wisconsin Badgers jacket, a red Wisconsin Badgers jacket on, with a black and white Wisconsin Badger on the back, with Wisconsin written big as hell on the back of the jacket of a starter. So as you can see, everything that they're saying about me or about the suspect didn't add up to me. Number one, at the time I was 20 years old, so I'm not a 14 or 15-year-old kid. I've never been there before. They couldn't pick me out of a lineup. None of them could identify me. I spoke. The lady said that she never heard my voice before. Any of that. Like I say, Baldwin told you that he did the crime, he'd do the time. Then when I went to trial, my mother tried to bring in this pamphlet that was found that they were passing out to residents, and this is what it said: "Attention residents. On Thursday, May, now, like I say, I got locked up January the 24th of '96, but this is what this says: On Thursday, May 1st, at approximately 7 a.m., two neighborhood boys were robbed at gunpoint on the corner of 18th and Girard Avenue North. Two boys who are both 14 years of age were walking to school at the time of the robbery. The suspect in these robberies is a black male, 18 years of age, 5'8", with a thin build. The suspect was wearing a black starter jacket with a red lining, and the suspect had the starter jacket turned out, giving the appearance of a red jacket. He also was wearing a black stocking cap. The suspect demanded one of the boys to take off his shoes and then proceeded to take other items from him. After the robbery, the suspect ran westbound on 18th Avenue North. A similar robbery of a 14-year-old occurred on April 24th, '96 at North Commons Park. The suspect in this case also demanded the boy's shoes at gunpoint. They wouldn't let that in. My mother tried to show him that there was discrepancies, that there was similar robberies happening even after I was locked up, and they wouldn't let it in. They say that it was not admissible. Like I say, there's a lot of inconsistency. There's a lot of mistakes that were made. These are things that I'll let you hear this time, and next time I'll let you hear. I'll read the statements of Mr. Baldwin's he gave me an affidavit exempting me from all charges, stating that I never was there with him, that I never was a part of the situation, that I never was in the house, that I didn't know anything about it. But how is it possible that Mr. Baldwin was on the run for a similar type murder? In '95, what, February, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. In December, either November or December, he was on the run for a robbery, a murder robbery that went bad. The same way with a similar type gun, a 22 automatic. So when he committed this crime, which you see, I read, and he told you that he was in the residence, that he participated. But when he committed this crime, he was already on the run from a murder. Then how is it possible? You see, I read from the police report. This ain't what I'm telling you. This is what the police report is telling you. How is it possible that he get caught with the murder weapon and that he tells them? They didn't ask him. I'll read it again. They never asked him, did he do it? They never pressured him to say it. Where's them papers at? But you see that Mr. Baldwin stated defendants were taken to Hennepin County Medical Center to have blood drawn and urine samples taken. While at Hennepin County, defendant Baldwin was sitting in a holding area and asked the officer to see his pager, which was in his coat. When officers didn't respond, as you can see, the officers did not respond. They didn't ask him anything. To Baldwin, he became upset and stated, "I'm not tripping. I did the crime, so I'll do the time." He told you that. Then, let's go to this part. Where's it at? Baldwin admitted to officers that he was present at 2126 4th Street North at the time of the shooting incident. He also admitted that he had a .22 caliber sawed-off rifle and a .22 caliber pistol on his persons, which he was arrested with. He also admitted to having 6 bullets found in his clothing. Now, how is it that he gets caught with the murder weapon and another weapon that was used during the incident? How is it that all of a sudden you say that I'm the shooter and you give me the gun? How is that possible? I always thought 9/10 of the law was possession. I didn't have possession of it. You see, I just read it. This is from the police. Mr. Baldwin had possession of the gun. He admitted, you just heard me read it off. He admitted to being on the scene, that he was in the house. As you can see, when they asked me, I'm going to interview co-defendant Whitaker. Whitaker denied being present at the time of the incident and denied being with Baldwin at any time during the evening. I never was there. The people don't know me. They can't point me out. I never was there. Then, like I told you yesterday, when they send me to the police, when they send me down to under the clock.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Ballistics. They never gave me a ballistics test. If I did the murder or I did the shooting, why would I ask them for a ballistic, a powder mark test to prove that I didn't shoot? They never did it, so they can't even prove that I shot a gun that night. They did ballistics. They did powder marks on the guns, and they proved that I didn't touch that gun. So they can't even prove that I touched that gun. They can't prove that I shot a gun. I didn't have a gun. I didn't have anything on my person at the time. So how is it that I'm doing a life bid for the crime when Mr. Baldwin admitted to being in the house, that he got caught with the guns, and that he was on the run for a similar type murder? That's why I'm asking the community for their help. That's the only way that I could come up out of here. I've been here.
Thank you for using GTL.
Hello?
From
Quran.
an inmate at the Minnesota Department of Corrections, Rush City Correctional Facility. To accept this free call, press 0. To refuse this free call, hang up or press 1. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Yeah. Like I say, all I'm asking for is help. All right, Quran, you can turn it off now. Yeah.
Yeah, you fly, man.
Huh?
That's it?
Yeah, that's all I got to say about that right now, because I got to give up different information. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.